Yeah, hello. Let us discuss about project charter. Project charter is the first process that comes under the initiation process group. So within initiation, the first process is develop project charter. Develop project charter, and the second one, the second process is identify stakeholders. Identify stakeholders. So when we start a project, we have only the project sponsor available for the project. So, and the inputs, sponsor is one of the stakeholders who funds the project. So a sponsor can be an individual or an organization or a group of entities, like group of people or individuals or organizations. If it's a mega projects, okay, it could be a group of organizations funding the project. So all sponsors are stakeholders, whereas all stakeholders are not sponsors. Many times, okay, people get confused between a stakeholder and a sponsor. So the definition of a stakeholder is anybody who is affected positively or negatively by doing a project or by not doing a project is a stakeholder. So all sponsors are stakeholders, whereas all stakeholders are not sponsors. So this we should understand. And when we start a project, the inputs for developing the project charter are the project statement of work, or SOW. Then we may have a business case for the project, like what is the investment we are making, what is the payback period, what is the net present value, what is the IRR, what is the BCR, what are the alternatives we considered before finalizing on this project. So all these things can be available. Then we may have agreements signed with other stakeholders within the project. Then enterprise environmental factors. Enterprise environmental and factors. Like before getting into a project, I should know the climatic conditions of the geography, political climate of the geography, the labor laws of the geography. I should know whether I should know about the raw material availability. I should know about the manpower availability, the legality of that place, the culture. So all these things has a major say on my project. So these things act as an input for my project. Then the last input is organizational process assets. Organizational process assets. Assets. So any intellectual property of the stakeholders which is used or referred back to for the project comes under the organizational process assets. It can be the quality management system, it can be the policies, procedures, guideline, lessons learned from historical, from the past projects. So all these things are examples of organizational process assets. So we discussed that the charter is the first process that happens under initiation process group. It is done by the sponsor, and the inputs for charter are the statement of work, business case of the project, agreements with other stakeholders, enterprise environmental factors, organizational process assets. Then the tools and techniques for developing the project charter are the expert judgment. So, expert judgment of the experts available and the facilitation techniques. Facilitation techniques like we have the brainstorming, the Delphi technique, all those things comes under the facilitation techniques. Even meetings comes under meetings, conflict resolution, meeting management, problem solving. All these things comes under facilitation skills. Then the output of developed project charter process is the project charter. This project charter is prepared by the sponsor, rather approved by the sponsor. It could be prepared by maybe even the future project manager or anybody, but then it must be approved by the sponsor. That means any changes to it must be reapproved by the sponsor again. Typically, a project charter contains the purpose or justification, the purpose of the project, or the justification of the project, the measurable, the project objectives, why have it, and the related criteria, and the high-level requirements. High-level requirements also gets into the charter. Assumptions and constraints. Assumptions and constraints gets into the charter. Then high-level project descriptions and the scope, high-level scope. High-level scope, then the high-level risks. So here we will not be talking about execution later risk. Is primarily at a strategic level or at the project level. Those kind of risks, roadmap level risks can get into the charter, and the major milestones with dates can get into the charter. And the summary of the budgets can be part of the charter, and the major stakeholder list. Stakeholders list including their contact details and their roles and responsibilities. All those things can be part of the charter. Then the acceptance criteria or the approval requirements. Approval requirements. Then the details of the project manager appointed for the project, and the roles and responsibilities of the project manager. Roles and responsibilities of the new project manager appointed. So this is very critical. And similarly, it's a great opportunity to define the roles and responsibilities of the sponsor or the sponsors. So, see, everything may not be mandatory, so whatever is relevant for your project, you include. Another key thing is, this is the only document, official document, approved by the senior management, which states the name of the project manager very clearly and the roles and responsibilities of the project managers very clearly. So many projects sometimes, okay, we will have multiple project managers, like the client's project manager, contractor's project manager, consultant's project manager, and there is always this possibility of ambiguity of roles. So once we define, maybe for all these project managers, if you can define their roles and responsibilities very clearly here, then these ambiguities can be removed. So here the key points are the project charter is done during initiation. It's done by the sponsor. Any changes must be reapproved by the sponsor, and through the project charter, the sponsor appoints the project manager. So that gives authority to the project manager. That is very important. Authority to the project manager, because this is the official document which appoints the project manager. And any changes to the charter must be reapproved by the sponsor. In practice, very often this document may be prepared by the appointed project manager or somebody, but ultimately it must be signed by the sponsor / senior management representative. So any changes to that must be reapproved by the sponsor. Sponsor can be an individual or it can be a group of people. And we discussed about the contents of a project charter. So, and the inputs, tools and techniques and outputs of the project charter. Now I request you to go back to the project management body of knowledge and read the relevant sections, as well as read the relevant portions of the PM Distill Guide under the title Project Charter. So that will reinforce the knowledge. And if you are preparing for PMP examination, once you complete the assignments and submit to us, we'll evaluate and then send it back to you, and that will help you to claim 30 minutes of credit for this module. That means listening to this module is around 15 minutes. Then referring back to the project management body of knowledge and the PM Distill Guide put together, that is another 30 minutes. Then completing the assignments, okay, another 30 minutes. That is optional. Only for registered students for the course will have access to the assignments, and if you submit those assignments, okay, then we'll evaluate and grant you the credits. In order to know more about this, the PM Distill Guide and how to enroll for the course, please go to thepmdistilledguide.com, where the complete information is provided. Thank you very much.